Hey, 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 it's playoff time. Welcome to Covers' Puck Props with 14-year NHL vet Carlo Colaiacovo, who will be Scotiabank Arena today. May or may not be wearing a luchador mask. May or may not be running up to Joe Bowen and giving him hugs sometime during the game.
You know what I should be wearing? A fireman outfit to keep away from you because you have been absolutely on fire with your hockey picks as of late.
We got a good adjustment on a block shot last night, so we're hot, we're running. We got to get you in and out of the door. So let's get to it. A 3-game pack, all odds coming via Sports Interaction. Boston, Toronto.
The big game.
What do you know about Nylander,
bud? Look, I don't know much about Nylander. Obviously, what I know is he hasn't played the last 2 games, and I would strongly suggest that he could play tonight or will play tonight. But you could also look at it the other way. Their next game isn't until Saturday. If whatever he's dealing with could use another couple games off or another days off, it would bode him well to be 100% ready for Saturday versus 80% ready for tonight, if whatever it is he's dealing with. So, but we had Chris Johnson on our show this morning, and he said that he'd be very surprised if he didn't play tonight. So huge boost for the Leafs if you get him back.
Sometimes you just wake up and you're like, nah, I can't suit up.
Very bizarre.
Honestly, I'm not trying to drag the guy through the mud at all, but have you seen something like that where you play every game for 8 seasons, 82 games on the year, and you just wake up and you're like, I got a pinched nerve, I can't play or something.
Well, but that's the thing. We could sit here and speculate and criticize it. At the end of the day, you should reserve your comment because you don't really know what he's dealing with. If he's dealing with something serious, then you feel stupid for questioning the decision. If he's
feel stupid all the time, bud.
Well, I know.
You're more professional than I am. You have a show. I just get to dumb sunglasses.
I think I know what he's dealing with. I don't want to speculate on somebody's health because it's not my place, but I'm almost confident it's something upper body.
Ooh, upper body. Speculating. You heard it here first. Speculation. Willie Nylander.
Yeah.
He's got hurt nipples.
So, look, we're looking at this game. Does he come back and play? Probably. If he doesn't, does it matter? Probably not, because they've already won without him. And I think the guy we're focusing on right now is Tyler Bertuzzi.
Let's go. Over 2.5 shots. We keep it rolling. Plus money. Why not? If Willie's back on PP1, if Willie comes back, we still think that Bertuzzi still gets that role on PP1, which is massive. Okay? Bertuzzi looks to be shooting more now that the chase for 70's over. Matthews he still has that shoot first mentality, but you saw in game 1 especially, he's looking off. He's looking for passes as well. Over 20 minutes time on ice in game 2. That was a big bump. If he can stay in the penalty box, might have some more minutes on ice getting those shots. What have you liked out of Bertuzzi's game? And first game, Toronto gonna be live?
Well, I like what I've seen in Bertuzzi's game because it's the guy that Maple Leafs fans expect to see come playoff time. He's brought a physical presence. He's clearly getting into guys' faces. He's taking shots at guys. Maybe not a good time to take a shot at Marchand up a goal late in the game. But you can see how engaged he is because the temperature of these games is sort of what allows him to feel like himself. And I just think the way Matthews is rolling, the way Domi is rolling right now, just makes that line more of a threat. And offensively, it seems like they're always in the offensive zone. But this play could have a lot of game script in it, right? When Matthews' line is on the ice, they feel like they're in the offensive zone. He's playing in front of the net, could whack, the second and third rebounds at the net. He got a goal taken away from him last game, which probably he's feeling really bitter about. But there could be a scenario, too, where Swayman returns the net. They're trailing, which means this line's going to be on the ice even more late in the game. So there's a lot to like about the Bertuzzi prop right here.
I love watching you grow, bud. You sitting there talking about game script and how many different outs there are for this to go. Absolutely love it. Christopher Thomas says, Montgomery, Alabama checking in. Love to see that. We'll get you some plays here. Roll Tide. Let's go. Do you have to? Every person that's from Alabama, I just say that. I'm such
Roll
a
Tide.
loser.
Yeah, easy.
I know, but it's so corny. Marchand, looking good. I mean, he's just sitting there flowering people with compliments. He's playing for a contract next year in Toronto, it sounds like. Over assists, over shots on goal, plus 125 each, splitting the unit up. One is profitable, but the assists are coming. The DeBrusque Coyle line has been the best line. And we're laughing about the power play unit in Boston with Pat Maroon out on PP1 with 88. But it's been this other unit that's getting the first jump over the board. So they're getting the first looks. The Marchand, which has been the power play 2 unit, they're getting the other looks. We're going to hit that. And a couple more questions before we get to the new game. What are your thoughts on a Marner over 2.5 shots on goal at plus money? Like, everyone's shitting on him. Is this where a Marner game where no, but like he is, right? And he's starting to hate the media.
I get it, man. He's been the player that has been criticized the last day and a half. I don't understand the criticism coming off a big win, coming home to a 1-1 series, and playing a home game. But this is the Toronto media for you, where people just want to crap on a guy. I mean, you see the Toronto Sun front page the other day or yesterday and calling him the invisible man. And look, I'm not sitting here defending Marner. And I don't think anybody is. The fact that he has not played anywhere close to his best hockey in the first 2 games. But
does he come out shooting?
Does that get you even more excited knowing that he hasn't played his best 2 games? It's 1-1. Matthews carried the team on his shoulder in game 2. And he still has a chance to play his best hockey. And you might get Nylander back. So there's a lot of positives to sort of reach for right now for the Maple Leafs. But for Marner, you got to think that this criticism has to fuel him. Has to. And it's almost the DNA of this Maple Leafs team where they just always find a way to have a letdown when they're always patted on the back and always complimented. It almost gets to their head. And then when people start criticizing him, they find a way to play their best hockey. If I know Mitch Marner as well as I do, I would expect him to feed that fuel to his fire and play one of his best games tonight. And if that means getting to those areas, that means, getting shots on net, if that means scoring a goal, a lot of us hope that this could be the Mitch Marner game. If it is, he'll be the guy that has the last laugh through all this.
There you go. Do like it. Not going to play it, but I think there's some value in that. The Marner over 2.5 shots on goal plus 105 at Sports Interaction. One of those coming shorthanded. That's the crystal ball. That's the crystal ball in me. Could be something there. Let's get to the other one. Appreciate everybody there. AB Parker Smith says Marchand shot on goals have been a wagon. Same with crusty old Jamie Benn. We'll get to him. Big Jamie Benn fan. Need him, Dallas, to keep going though. Vegas, Dallas, here we are. Nothing prettier in the script than Mark Stone scored in the first 90 seconds of that game. Just brutal.
Right?
I know.
It almost seemed like it threw Dallas completely off.
Yeah,
okay, hold on. We feel good about our team, feel good about our series. Wait a minute. Is this really happening? This guy wakes up from the dead and scores the first goal of the series.
Hurdle, Hannafin, all pointing.
Yeah, I just think that Dallas was probably caught off guard by that. And you saw they were the better team for the rest of the game. I mean, they outshot them, 42-15?
15 shots for old Jake.
Yeah. So, and Ottinger has to play better. Simple as that.
Yeah, crushed my Jake Ottinger over 10.5 saves. It was sweaty, but we got there. But he's a hot and cold goalie. I don't like Jake Ottinger. I don't like Connor Hellebuck. I've voiced my opinion on them. They're Vezina goalies, but they're not everyday consistent goalies. They're goalies who go through terrible cold runs, and Ottinger's got to pull it together. Vegas is 8-2 straight up in the last 10 meetings, but game script, talk about game script, we could go back here. Jamie Benn splitting up a unit, over 2.5 shots, and the points. Same thing. That's what we're doing. He had 7 shots in goal, game 1, 24% of his team's shots. I want to hit the block shot market. We were talking. I love
shots. Well, hey, this is the time of year. This is the time of year to connect on those markets, right?
I know, but it's starting to get really priced in here. McNabb's minus 130 for 3 block shots. With the variance in scoring it, it's a really hard. You think scoring shots on goal is difficult for scorekeepers? Block shots is 1,000 times harder. It's not a true outcome. There's variance in it. If I'm betting block shots, I need plus money. Like I need plus 150. I need plus 130. So I don't love McNabb over 2.5 at minus 130. Pietrangelo is over 2.5, minus 105. I'll also pass on that. But this is a game script. Like I said, I think Dallas is shooting. Vegas can score. And let's get on that over at 6. It was 5.5. I'll take the 6 at even money. Even if it does hit 6, it's not a loss. But I believe I do have the over. There we go. Thank you, producer Mick. Got the over 6.5. Like I said, good goaltending, inconsistent. He's in Connor Hellebuyck land. How do you see this series going back and forth if Vegas can score?
Yeah, well, for Dallas is
Logan Thompson, come on.
Yeah, I don't feel very good for Dallas if that's the case. If the scoring is going to go back and forth, because clearly Vegas can play any type of hockey that you want. Look, this is a must-win game for Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
There's no other way to look at it, and I'm not willing to right now write them off because they lost the first game, even though the score says they lost. But if you look at the statistics in that game, there's a lot that Dallas did very well. But Vegas, they're a well-rounded roster, and I expect Dallas to bounce back. And if they're going to bounce back, it has to be led by their captain, Jamie Benn. I know he's a third-line player, but he's got to be the guy dragging the team into the fight, leading the way, getting that power play going. And I expect them to do it.
My plus 250, Jamie Benn, Conn Smythe would also like him to get going as well. Plus, 250 to 1 for him.
I was going to say, plus 2, yeah, seems low.
But that Stankoven pass to him was dirty too. That Wyatt Johnson Stank line it just has everything you need in a line. It
just makes Dallas better because they're deeper with those two guys, coming to the forefront with their play.
Maybe the PK can stop one. Dallas or Vegas 2 for 2 on the power play and scored 4 goals on 15 shots. Need to be better, but the over there. It has ticked up, but the 5.5 to 6 isn't crazy significant because it's not a loss, right? From the 6.5, the 6 to 6.5 is more of a loss. We got to get you out here, but we got to go. Kings, Oilers, Adam Henrique. His props are open. Take them. He's playing on the line with McDavid, who looked unstoppable, and ever since the All-Star game where he kind of took over that.
McDavid's on a mission right now. Everything really with him and around him is probably gold.
Yeah, I believe Henrique's plus 390 to score a goal, which is a better price than I got in game 1 when he scored a goal. So that's available. But I'm going to go for the point, full unit, and then the assist at plus 250.
Wow.
It might even go goal plus an assist plus 250 and a goal at plus 390, half a unit. I'm happy to put 2 units on Henrique playing on that top line. And then on the other side, we're going to go with Bouchard. Just the shots on goal, minus 105. Do like the assists at minus 110, but maybe LA tightens up, but I really don't think so. Edmonton fired 44 shots on net. They're 8-2 straight up in the last 10 meetings. They've dominated in 2 straight playoffs. Edmonton might run more into trouble versus opponent, that this offense can't dig itself out of a hole, but that does not look to be the case versus LA. Over under 5.5 games in this series. And what stood out to you from game 1?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not writing off the LA Kings. I think it'll still go over 5.5 games. I think you'll see a 6 or 7 game series. But what stood out to me in game 1 is that Edmonton established that they're a team on a mission. This is the time of year that they've been waiting for all season. And it was McDavid that led the way. And they made it known that regardless of it being the 3rd year in a row against LA, they're not going to let anybody get in their way. And they showed it. They played like it. Their best players led the way. And I can't see that changing much. I'll give LA a game, maybe 2, because they'll win a home game, I think. But it's hard to think that LA could derail what Edmonton has to throw at them right now.
Rich H saying Henrique 2 points. How about interest you in a Henrique, Zach Hyman 2 points each plus 1,800 if you're looking for a banger, as the man takes his pen and he writes that down like he does sometimes. Yeah. All right, we'll get you at the door here. Let's do a quick recap. The producer, Mick, can help me out. Bertuzzi keeps shooting over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 120. And then we're splitting up a unit on Marshy on the 3+ and the assist. Jumping over to the other game, continuing to bet on Ben. Same thing, splitting up a unit on his shots and points. Dallas, Vegas, over 6, even money, little adjustment, but still taking it. And then some bets on Henrique. I don't think you can go wrong anywhere on his props, even the goal at plus 390. And then Bouchard to keep shooting, minus 105. Let's do that. Back tomorrow, 10 o'clock. More props, more plays. Let's stay hot. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Carlo Colaiacovo. This is NHL Puck Prop presented by Sports Interaction. Hit that like button. Lead us out, pal.
Stay hot. Let's go.
Yeah.